Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is wonderful to have everybody here in our sanctuary, and it's wonderful to have you on live stream. This is going to be a very special weekend for us at Shir Hadash. We're launching our weekend as we welcome our new board members. We're launching our weekend as we show appreciation for our outgoing board members. And rumor has it something's happening on Sunday. Can you make it, Cantor?
I think so.
Good. Good. We kind of need you for this thing. So we have many people still coming in and getting themselves settled. So we are going to do this the Shir Hadash way. Everybody should get up, wish each other a Shabbat Shalom, greet each other, feel the Shabbat warmth, and then we'll sing Hine Matov.
Oh, the last time on the Bima. And this Bima, I should say. I'll have to have you come back and be with us.
Okay. Good thing about being retired is you're available for such things.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת כולם גם יחד.
I want to recognize that for some of you, this is your first time back in the sanctuary for a Shabbat service. So welcome home. Welcome home. And one of the ways in which we welcome each other is we embrace the warmth of this room. We embrace the warmth from our Shabbat candles. And it's my pleasure to invite up Christy Altman to join us for those candle blessings as we welcome Shabbat.
Want to do the English?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you make it bigger for you?
Light it first?
No, just say this first.
Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Now go ahead and light it.
Come on, you can do it.
Your trick candles.
Yeah, just for me. Oh, come on, come on. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshenu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai
Now we transition to a series of psalms and melodies that get us into this Shabbat mindset, that acknowledge that we have this opportunity to celebrate being together and celebrate the oneness of God, and understand that Shabbat is that time for us to just breathe and embrace the joy and happiness in our lives. And we're going to start with Lachuna Ranana on page 130.
Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Join us. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Nekad mafana betota bismirod nari alo bismirod nari alo ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. We continue back in the back of our prayer book on page 648. Shir Ladonai, Shir Hadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. Shiru Ladonai, kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash. Shiru Ladonai, kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai, kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir continue back on page 134 with Psalm 98, the word Zamru Ladonai Bechinor. Zamru Ladonai Bechinor, Bechinor, B'kol Zimra. 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 We welcome the Sabbath bride, L'Chadodi, verses 1, 2, and 9, found on pages 138 and 39. Lecha, lecha, dodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha, lecha, dodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabela, la, 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 lecha, dodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha, lecha, dodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila la 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 lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila la 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 lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Now, if you all turn to page 146, and if you're able, please rise as we join together in Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam leolam vaed. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. לעולם ועד. לעולם ועד.
Seated. And on page 148, let's read together in the middle of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Page 150.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת.
152, and we rise once again.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להוט ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 157. Let's read together at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands, marching together. Page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו פניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. ונאמר כפדה אדוני יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. We continue with our prayer for Shabbat, Vishamru, found on page 162. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
As we prepare for the Amidah, we are reminded that prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul. Prayer can mend a broken heart. Prayer can rebuild a weakened will. We will begin together as a congregation with words of Adonai Sifatai on page 164, and then we will pray silently from 165 to 180. So I invite the congregation to rise for the Amidah.
La 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 We continue on page 371. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
As a congregation, we turn our thoughts to those loved ones in need of healing of body, of mind, of spirit. May our voices be heard and grant them a sense of comfort and strength. As a congregation, we think of Richard Kennemer, Jack Long, Don Gringorton, Arnie Pink, Joan Picken, Newt Westergren, Bruce Roberts, Stuart Mass, June Chapman, Eric Stone, Mira Engel, Joyce Cordy, Ann Sharon, Gail Frankel, Dave Stahl, Gabriella Karen, mother of Ram Karen, Richard Ravitch, former member of Shir Hadash, Lauren Janovich, cousin of Joyce Bodick, Fern Bear, sister of Cindy Gordon, Michael Taub, brother of Howard Taub, Lillian Sidlow, mother of Beth Sidlow Mann and mother-in-law of Andrew Mann, Mary Sasso, sister of Chris Sasso, and Kay Damron, friend of Shel Rubenstein. If there is a name that you would like to add for this prayer for healing, I invite you to do so at this time as my eyes meet yours. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaKol, blessed are you, Adonai, who brings forth healing to all whom we have named, all who are sick.
Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Page 180. Ose shalom bimromav, uyahaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, uyahaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, uyahaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh
So first of all, I have to say how nice it is to be in a room where we get an entire room full of Jewish people to clap on the offbeat. Just hardly ever happens. Okay. Sometimes when you see the name of a synagogue printed in Hebrew, okay, is that better? Oh, much better. Sometimes when you see the name of a synagogue printed in Hebrew, just before the name of the synagogue, you'll see the letter kuf and a little apostrophe, chipchik, and then another kuf. And that stands for Kehila Kedosha, sacred congregation. And how does a synagogue achieve holiness to become a Kehila Kedosha? So in order to do that, it has to encompass the fullness of each of the three aspects of the synagogue and its life. Beit Midrash, the house of study, Beit Tfilah, a house of prayer, and Beit Knesset, a house of communal assembly. So the synagogue has to be a place of connection with the Holy Blessed One, a place of connection with Am Yisrael, the people of Israel, and Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, a place that is filled with celebration and spirituality, a place of kindness and generosity. The activities of the synagogue make it a place of learning for Jews of all ages, a place of joyful worship and blessing, a place of social gathering and fellowship, a place for young and old to meet and feel at home. Its people, a truly caring community, an extended family to its members, tolerant of individual differences, affirming the value of each person. And its culture, a community whose members live B'Tselem Elohim, in God's image, demonstrating an awareness of God's presence by embodying these values, these midot: hoda'ah, thankfulness; kavod, honor and respect; tzedakah, acts of righteousness; chesed, compassion; tovah, goodness; shalom bayit, peaceful relationships; anavah, humility; mechila, forgiveness; achrayut, responsibility; and truma, free will contribution. Creating, leading, and sustaining such a community is the sacred task of lay leadership. And upon entering into leadership, those who join the board commit to living and sharing the values of the community, to treating everyone with respect, to listen with all your being, to discourage lashon hara in yourself and others, to reflect on your intent and your impact, to commit to being there for those in time of need, raising issues in an open and timely manner, defining and focusing on priorities for the community, keeping an awareness of the balance between the mundane and the sacred tasks of our work. You need to be committed to warmly engaging with temple members, both new and old, to be able to look up from daily issues to keep sight of the present and the future, to welcome new approaches and innovative solutions, focus on issues, not people, commit to preparing for board meetings and committee task forces by reviewing and preparing and ensuring that things that are on your agenda don't get dropped. You need to agree to call people on their commitments as appropriate and in an appropriate way, to work for the community, and to be a proud member of the leadership team. And always to remember that you are engaged in holy work, and the work is its reward. Those who are leaving their board term understand this and have been models of this leadership. And for those who are ascending to the board, we pray that you'll be blessed with strength, tenacity, wisdom, patience, and compassion, and that you may be privileged to meet the Holy One of Blessing in moments and in places along the way.
Yes, we're going to begin with our formal installation service.
Reformed Judaism of substance is a life path that links the past to the future through the wilderness of our lives.
Our lives are a wilderness, uncharted and unpredictable, untimely deaths, unexpected blows, unsuitable matches, unfulfilled dreams. And yet, by gathering our heartaches into a house of worship, we find something transformative happening. All sorrows become windows of compassion.
Paths through the wilderness, hewed and marked by past generations, give us our bearings. Patterns of meaning and significance emerge. We are moved from self-pity to love. Our individual heartbeats merge with the pulse of all humankind. Suddenly, we no longer tremble like an uprooted reed.
The synagogue is the regenerative soil of Jewish life. Just beneath its statuesque surface, our roots densely intertwine, like giant redwoods standing shoulder to shoulder in ever-shrinking forests. We Jews share a reality of interdependence, holding one another up. Nowhere is this reality more strikingly revealed than in our congregations, our houses of gathering. Biala called the synagogue the mystic fount, the treasure of our soul. I simply call it home. For us, there is one place for this spiritual work. It is the synagogue. The Holy One does not communicate only in private or in whispered exchanges. God speaks in dreams to Jacob, in thunder and shofar blasts to the whole people, and one-to-one with Noah. Yet the sign of the covenant is a rainbow for all future generations to behold.
Hear God's call. Jacob did so in a dream. And he took the stone that had been his pillow, and he made it an altar. And he anointed the place Beth-El, or Beit-El, the house of God. Unbeknownst to Jacob, it was the very place his grandfather Abraham had built an altar and invoked the Lord by name. Unbeknownst to him, it was the very place where he would return after years of indenture to be renamed Israel, from whom would spring an assembly of nations.
So it is with our community. We have together built this most dynamic Jewish movement atop the many levels of the Jewish past and as the gateway into the Jewish future. We have done so by returning from our separate journeys again and again to our togetherness, to the place that is God. Together we have made Jacob's stone a circle of stones, ringing the world. It's our pleasure to invite Andy to come up to call up our outgoing members.
Last chance, if you don't want to get off the board, you don't come up. Think about it. Charla, you're up too quick. Would like to have Charla, Benita's not here, Howard's not here, Mia Newton, Sue Sasso, we'll deal with Joy later, and Pat Urome we'll deal with later as well.
In every generation, men and women have stepped forward to lead our communities. They have borne the responsibility of leadership and dedicated themselves to the good of the congregation. They have understood that we are about more than buildings of stone, that our purpose is the creation of communities of the heart.
We are grateful to you who have worked so hard and been so generous with your time and gifts. May the Jewish people always know such dedicated sons and daughters of Abraham and Sarah. May the blessings you have bestowed upon this community be returned to you 1,000-fold.
Oh, that's you guys.
As the responsibility of office passes from us, we are grateful for the opportunity we have been given for service. We are thankful for the dedicated support that has nourished us and the growth we have experienced. Proudly, we add our names to the list of leaders whose lives have so greatly enriched our synagogue.
All right, so bear with me. I got it. It's just going to take a while. So Charla has been a member for 25 years. She is an active participant in Shir Shabbat as a Torah reader or giving the weekly drash. As a lifelong learner, Charla has been a member of the Adult Ed Committee for many, many years. Maybe just many. I don't know. There you go. Many. Taking on the mantle of chair for these past 2 years, she enjoys participating in our book group and brings in engaging speakers and educational programs, not just for adults, but for those of all ages. And this woman loves Israeli dancing. Benita, leaving Shir Hadash in the world, that's a committee of committees, and really done a fantastic job, even though we were limited by the pandemic. Shir Hadash's quest for social justice and social action continues. Just recently, we did the meal kits with the Abrahamic Alliance and our annual backpack drive. Mia, talk about a role. I hate this. That was impacted by the pandemic. Like I said, don't set your watch. The first thing that comes to mind is membership engagement. I mean, under Mia's leadership, we have finally gotten stuff to be able to get done here at Shir Hadash. This year, she's done the opening barbecue and 2 happy hour and Havdalahs. And I got to tell you, I was here last week. The happy hour and Havdalah was absolutely fantastic. I think we're going to have the dad bouncy house next time. Just dads in the bouncy house. And you got to be at least 200 pounds to get in there, so. Okay. Mia is a strong partner with a solid vision of what we've been trying to create, always listening to different ideas, and her warmth and fondness really allows her to welcome those people that are new to our congregation. Sue Sassa. Take a breath. Member for 17 years on our board. Twice. I'm okay, man. I'm going to get this done. I got to get Danny at the end. Her first stint on the board was youth, where she helped oversee our youth programming. And then she was on the board for membership retention and engagement. I guess that was a joined program at that time. It took 2 whole board people to replace you. So. For the last 2 years, she's been in the position of VP of Philanthropy. In this position, she has worked hard to cultivate relationships with our GO members and has worked with our Gala Committee. I will promise to mention it before I leave. And bring about fun for engaging parties for everyone to enjoy in some fashion. Pat Urome as you may know, has been our our board member for legal and the nominating committee. Pat just got married, Mazel Tov, and she and her husband Jimmy are on their honeymoon. But she's done a lot of good stuff for us with regard to modifications to our bylaws, which sound dull, but they're really important for how we govern, and negotiating some contracts. There's a rabbi or something coming. It was in all the papers. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge, you know what, I missed Howard Levine, who is our outgoing men's club president. I bet you his paper is on my desk somewhere. Lovely man, really keeping the men's club quite a vital organization. And Howard has been on the board, not just as the men's club representative, but he really does provide us with insight to a lot of questions that come before the board, and we greatly appreciate and will miss his counsel. The whole board really did remarkable this year. The twin disruptions of COVID and the resignation of our interim rabbi required the board to remain nimble and adaptive. The board had to make decisions based on constantly changing data, and at a time we were all concerned not only for Shir Hadash, but for our families, friends, and neighbors. Every single board member, outgoing or continuing, stepped up. Every single board member went above and beyond this round. We hired a new rabbi. We had a lot of impromptu meetings, and the board consistently showed up. No one said, I'm just too busy. I'll meet you next month at the board meeting. Everybody showed up. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Thank you. State of the shul, or do I get a breather?
You get a breather.
Oh, thank God. Joy Spodek deserves to have me struggle through this. She will enjoy it more than I will. So we'll do her later on.
Okay.
But she deserves the whole dialogue.
Thank you. We thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to take a time now to invite up our board for 5782, 5783. President Andy Altman, President-elect Jody Muirhead, Ritual David Singer, VP of Administration Todd Mintz, VP Youth and Family Engagement Aviva Paul, Member-at-Large ECC Kim Baker-Gomez, Shir Hadash in the World Michelle Wolf-Bloom, Secretary Zachary Raymond, Treasurer Dawn Gringorton, Adult Education Julie Ogawa, VP of Philanthropy Cindy Weinberg, Member-at-Large Communications Joyce Cordy, Member-at-Large Legal Jonathan Riley, Esquire, Membership Engagement Trista Bernstein, Membership Recruitment and Integration Liz Morali, Men's Club Jack Friedman, and Sisterhood Julia Sandelman. Joyce, come on up if you... That's okay. We'll give you the time. Yes, and we would like to invite up the presidents that are here to come and hold our chuppah. The presidents that are here this evening are Naomi Parker, Irv Olander, Bruce Hartman, Rich was here, he left earlier, Linda Rossin, Linda Allen, Jim Katzman, and Mark, and Gail Long, and no, that's Dave Franklin. There you go. And Dave, come on. I can't see fast enough on my list. Oh, wait, I think one, you gotta go. All right. See, for those of you who can get under the chuppah, please. Give Dave Franklin a poll.
You guys comfortable? There you go. We ask your blessings, God, upon those who have been elected to lead and serve our congregation.
As they perform their duties, keep them ever mindful of the high purposes to which they and we are dedicated.
Help them to be faithful heirs to those who have preceded us and worthy predecessors of those who will yet follow.
May their actions reflect strength and wisdom and bear testimony to the great heritage which they represent.
Grant our leaders strength when they are weary, hope when they are discouraged, patience and perseverance when they face any obstacle.
Bless them and those dear to them with health of body, vigor of mind, and serenity of spirit.
And may their labors reflect honor upon our congregation and our people. And may they bring glory to your holy name.
I invite you to say, we join together in the congregation. May the one who blessed our ancestors and who in every generation has inspired men and women to lead our people, now bless our newly installed leaders. May they guide our congregation from strength to strength. May they fulfill our highest hopes. May they bring honor to us and to the household of Israel. And we say, Amen. We thank all of you. Mazel tov!
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Thank you. Yeah. It is exciting times at Congregation Shir Hadash. Our place of worship and personal connections have been reignited. We have so much to look forward to in the coming year, and let me share with you some of the wonderful things that we have in store. In anticipation of Rabbi Nico Sokolowski and his family's arrival on July 1st, we are planning a multitude of opportunities to re-engage with one another, including plenty of social and worship activities to welcome and meet Rabbi Nico and his family. Rabbi Nico brings his energetic personality, and this man is a dynamo, and his musical affinity to our congregation. He and Cantor Felder-Levy are teaming up to enrich our new song. From Kulanu to adult ed to affinity groups to visiting musicians and themed Shabbat services, there is an engagement opportunity for all members. And if I didn't mention this, Sue Sassa would kill me. One of the most exciting in-person events is the Roaring 2020 Speakeasy Gala, August 13th, I believe. Is that right? And music, games of chance, food, drink, and an auction will enable us to reconnect with friends, meet Rabbi Nico, and have lots of fun, all while providing critical support to the congregation. Our congregation is on extraordinarily solid financial footing. Strong growth and financial contributions from the ECC, along with payroll protection plan and ERTC distributions, have produced one of the healthiest balance sheets I've ever seen here. And I have to thank our wonderful clergy for their tireless efforts. Rabbi Schwartz and Cantor Felder-Levy really stepped up after the departure of our interim rabbi. They produced an amazing high holiday experience with less than 6 weeks of preparation time. Where is he? We have been blessed with the charismatic leadership of our transitional rabbi, Danny Gottlieb. While Danny's work on behalf of the congregation may not have been front and center for many of you, I assure you that it was transformational. He held a mirror up so we could see that we were alive. No. He held a mirror up so we could see where we are and hopefully help us find where we wanted to go. He organized and led a clergy retreat, kind of an innovative process with he, Cantor Levy, and Rabbis Schwartz and Sokolovsky. So they had a full chance to get to know each other and meet and kind of, do that storming and norming process. He has provided me and the board with a council, impactful insights and ideas that will clearly shape the look and feel of our organization for years to come. He has done all of this while being a delightful and authentic person. I mean, the man looks like he came out of central casting for Tevye. Our congregation thanks you for everything, and we hope you enjoy. I got through this. We hope you enjoy this lovely gift, purposely large enough that you'll never be able to get it on an airplane. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you.
For a second.
There you go, buddy. Thank you. Okay. And I believe that we're there, right?
Yes.
Yep. So,
Danny, we'll take a moment just to say thank you from Rabbi Schwartz, from Gary Geller, our executive director, from everybody in the office. We so appreciate the wisdom that you shared with us and the support that you gave us at a time when we could have used, when we needed a little extra help. So we really, really do appreciate that. So our service is going to continue with the Shehechianu, because for all of these things, we are so grateful. So please join us with Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu hazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu I should also say it's been really fun to be up here and to harmonize together. It's been pretty awesome. And we are in the time of the counting of the Omer, so if you will join us on page 570 as we say the line before the actual counting of the Omer. Hineni mochan umzuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat haomer. Join me in the English, please. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav mitzivanu al sefirat haomer. Hayom chamisha ushloshim yom shehem chamisha shavuot laomer. Today is the 35th day, making 5 weeks of the Omer. 2 weeks left till Shavuos.
And we continue with the Aleinu on page 587. I invite the congregation to rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לאחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכות.
You may be seated.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני, אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. אחד ושמו אחד. אחד ושמו אחד.
Shabbat, we remember loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. David Schwartz, Rhoda Fryman, Eliad Foner Lipsitz, Ron Wolk, Tamara Noten, Mimi Levy, James C. Price, Colette Kaplowitz, Rita Smith, David Corman, J. Guadalupe Chavez, Dr. David K. Burke, Elizabeth Ludwig, Bernard Kennis, Charles Stone, Rima Zarayeski, Leonard Popowitz, Mark Elliott, Esther Young-Wedner, Marjorie Hart, Roseanne Lewitt, Morton J. Friedberg, and those who died at the season in years past: Samuel Greenberg, Gil Gilmore, Herb Brunner, Clara Dietz, Anna Gelber, Shirley Long, Lucille Steinberg, Peter Landis, Jerry Fisher, Patricia O'Kane, and Joseph Bloom. If there are other names that you wish to add, those who you're remembering on this Shabbat, if you're here in the Beit Tefillah, please stand and call out their names as I look your way. For those who are on the live stream, take a moment and speak aloud the names of those you are remembering. Memories of all of them are with us. Our grief and sympathy are mingled. Supporting those who mourn in memory of the martyrs of our people, we rise as we recite together Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon, v'chay b'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam v'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'elam yimkol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalom araba min shemaya v'chaim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Amen. You can be seated. And Andy, come on back. We miss you already.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Let me just give you a few more announcements. There's a whole thing about if you're not vaccinated, you got to wear a mask. We should know that, so I'm not going to take more of your time. Kulanu Learning, Kulanu Hebrew Sunday Confirmation, all in session this week. The Kulanu Hebrew Tuesday and Jet are not in session this week. Okay, so some good news and some bad if you're a Hebrew School Kulanu student. Torah study will be on Zoom at 9 o'clock on tomorrow with Charla. Shir Shabbat Jr. will be on the Shir Hadash patio at 9:30 with Rabbi Schwartz and song leader Henry Stern. Shir Hadash Sr. will be on Zoom with lay leaders Linda Allen and lay cantor Mark Allen. Is Henry Stern and Mark Allen the same person in a time warp? Think about it. Kulanu Hebrew, the Bonim 6th grade class, will have their service in the sanctuary at 10:30 with Rabbi Schwartz and Cantor Felder Levy. And then the Salty elections are at Rabbi Schwartz's house at 4:30. That's all tomorrow. We are getting back to business, folks. On Sunday, the 22nd, the Cantors, our beloved Cantors, 25th anniversary celebration, a year in the making because she's been here 26 years now, will be both in the sanctuary and live stream at 3 o'clock. Please join us as we honor Cantor Felder Levy's 25 years of dedication and life achievements. We will celebrate, of course, with song and live music entertainment, including performances by talented congregational members and other special guests. And there are some other special guests. You'll want to be here. Reserve your seats on the temple calendar. Next Friday, the 27th, Shabbat services live and on live stream with Rabbi Schwartz and Cantor Felder Levy. And then here's a preview. On Saturday, June the 4th, the confirmation service in the sanctuary and live stream at 7 o'clock. The entire community, of course, is invited to wish our confirmands Mazel Tov. The Shavuot breakfast and study session, it doesn't say that there's cheesecake, but I know that there is because that's what you do on Shavuot. That will be on Sunday, June the 5th at 9 o'clock. Oh, it does say a dairy-filled breakfast. I should shut up. And then the Shavuot morning service is at 10:30, and we will continue with our Shavuot service, which Yizkor will be recited. And then following the service, we will go to the Memorial Garden where the new plaques will be dedicated. On Friday, June the 10th, this is really kind of out in the future, volunteer recognition and the baccalaureate Shabbat service in the sanctuary and live stream. And we were going to be joined by our first John D. McIntosh visiting artist, Cantor Natalie Young. We will celebrate her beautiful music, honor our volunteers, and give a special blessing to each of our baccalaureate students graduating in 2022. On Saturday the 11th, there's a Shabbat morning service. Cantor Natalie Young will still be with us, and she will take part in that service, so you wouldn't want to miss that. And then on August the 13th, Sue Sasso's Roaring 2020 Speakeasy Gala at 6:30, and it says, "Dust off your feathers and pearls. Our annual gala is roaring back to life." I think we kind of hit that thing pretty hard. So I believe that that's all I have for you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I just want to also say that following our services on June 11th, we will be having a Kiddush luncheon that is being sponsored by David and Naomi Parker and Jerry Marks, again in honor of Natalie being our first inaugural visiting artist under the John D. McIntosh Visiting Artist Endowment.
So if everybody will turn to page 649, we're going to conclude the service with Tfilat Haderech.
Please rise and join us.
May we be blessed as we
Go
go.
on our way.
May we
Be guided in
be
we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. find the way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
So we'll join together in Motzi and in Kiddush.
And then the cookie blessing.
And then a cookie blessing, because rumor has it that there is a cake in the owning room. So we join together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'yahavahu v'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tefillah, l'mikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'ratzon, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim, Sophia.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon.
And I don't know, there were some people peeking in the owning room. Is there a cake in there? I think we better say a cookie blessing, because then you can have some of that cake. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizonot, b'te'avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.